Good day everyone, my name is Carl Nicky J. Gistapa and my report is the continuation of Miss Labrador. So today, let me share to you guys what is the importance and purpose of theoretical and conceptual framework. Okay, now, what is conceptual framework? Okay, so conceptual framework is the researcher's own perception. Now, let's talk about this framework. Why do we need to make conceptual framework in research study? Well, we have several reasons why.
1. This is to clarify concepts and show the relationships with one another.
In a conceptual framework man good, gipakita ang relasyon sa different concept and different variables of our study. How one variable is related to one another. So that is one of the purpose of conceptual framework para makakita ng reader of what is relationship of independent variable and dependent variable of our study.
2. To provide a context to help either interpretation of data.
We use conceptual framework or we formulate conceptual framework in order for us to contextualize or to help for us easy interpretation of data. Gama ito og conceptual framework and of course, present po ang research design that we use. Okay, so because of that, it's going to be easier for us to interpret our data.
3. To illustrate observations made by the researcher before actual investigation.
We use conceptual framework to illustrate our observations.
4. To encourage development of theory that is useful.
Now we conceptualize our framework where again we formulate our conceptual framework which can be utilized as a form of theory by itself. Ang atong conceptual framework manggod, pwede siya mahimo og theory by itself or pwede siya ma-anchor into another theory.
5. To easily show readers the components of the study at a glance.
Of course, if we make our research, most of the case, gibase ni siya sa ato readers. So, conceptual framework is one of the ways para makita nila of what is the component or nilalaman ng research just by looking at it. So, those are the primary purposes of our conceptual framework. What important does conceptual framework serve? Having addressed the why or its purposes, let's explore the question what and its importance. Number 1. Choose a conceptual research question. Your work is guided by your research topic, which specifies what you want to learn and gives your investigation a decent emphasis. Number 2. Select your independent and dependent variables. To test the cause and effect, link and go ahead with your research question. You must first select at least two crucial variables, your independent and your dependent variable. Number 3. Visualize your cause and effect relationship. Now that you have figured out the research question and variable, the first step in designing your conceptual framework is visualize and expect your cause and effect relationship. Identify other influencing variables. It's crucial to identify other variables that can influence the relationship between your independent and dependent variables. Early in your research process, some common variables to include are moderating, mediating, and control variables. So now, let's go to the theoretical framework and its purposes. Number 1. Means by which new research data can be interpreted and decoded for future use. Number 2. Response to new problems that have no previous identified solution and strategy. Number 3. Means for identifying and defining research problem. Number 4. Means for prescribing or evaluating solution to research problem. Number 5. Ways of telling us the certain facts among the accumulated knowledge are important and which facts are not. Number 6. Means of giving all data new interpretation and new meaning. Number 7. Means of which identify important new issues and prescribe the most critical research question that needs to be answered to maximize the understanding of this issue. Number 8. Means of providing members of a professional discipline with common language and a frame of reference of defining boundaries of their profession. Number 9. Means to guide and inform research so that it can, in turn, guide research effort and improve professional practice. Now let's go to the importance of theoretical framework.
1. An explicit statement of theoretical assumptions permits the reader to evaluate them critically.
This makes it possible for readers to comprehend the message very clearly. You can never portray anything if your statement are all over the place. Panikamutan nato nga ang atong idea may go sa atong topic, and sa paggama sa mga statement, please make it clear and precise as much as possible para sad masabtan nila ang atong point of view.
2. The theoretical framework connects the researcher to existing knowledge. Guided by a relevant theory, you are given a basis for your hypotheses and choice of research methods.
You showcase your study is based on accepted theories by outlining the current theories that underpins your research. This framework relies on researchers. Why? Kay tungod kung unsay nabalaan sa researcher, mopud unod sa research. Pero dili sa ingon researcher ray gama or gamugna sa mga statements. Gabase po na sila sa mga theory nga mo support po sa ilang mga statement or research. Wala na sila nagpataka og butang kay delicate na nila na gipili, gipangayan, gi-explain o gipalangga.
3. Articulating the theoretical assumptions of a research study forces you to address questions of why and how. It permits you to move from simply describing a phenomenon observed to generalizing about various aspects of that phenomenon.
You are tasked to have questionnaires for you to articulate your theoretical questions or assumptions. Makatabang ba ang pag-survey or pag-question sa mga students, people, or anyone sa palibot ani? Well, oo. Kaya maka-pinpoint man ka precisely and efficiently so what you are trying to learn provides your work a purpose and focus.
4. Having a theory helps you to identify the limits to those generalizations. A theoretical framework specifies which key variables influence a phenomenon of interest. It alerts you to examine how those key variables might differ and under what circumstances.
It's essential to somewhat familiar with theories and models that prior experts have already created. Diba kani nga framework is gaan kaniya og chance nga mo discuss and justify what you have discovered in the context of your potential research topic. Although it identifies the important factors that affects an interesting phenomena. Lastly, it considers how and under what condition those crucial elements could change your soon-to-be research topic. Thank you everyone, and that will be all. Take care and God bless.